Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, the 8th of November. Welcome. Beautiful day here in Doha. It's finally cooled down. Summers here are brutal, absolutely brutal. But the winter, gorgeous. Anyway, today we are going to talk about another GADA watch. An everyday, go anywhere, do anything watch. And this one is from BEAUCROFT. I just received it and I couldn't be happier with it. It's a fantastic watch. Now, is it the best everyday watch out there? An argument can be made in the price range that they compete in. But before we get started, let's take a look at what I'm wearing today. I've got an Adiskin. It is a new diver that I got from China. Stainless steel with stainless steel bezel. It's rated to 200 meters. It is not ISO 6425 certified, but it's a good looking watch. Fume blue dial, very nice. It's got Roman numerals. They're at the 12, 6, and 9 o'clock position with the date position at the 3. Unlike many divers, the inside of that bezel is not round. You can see it is very angular in there. Now, normally, we like things that are round and smooth and curvy. Yeah, we do. We like those. But this one is a little bit more angular. It gives it a little bit of unique character. Beaumont is a small company started by two gentlemen, Matt and Karim. They were in Cambridge in the United Kingdom. I'm an Anglophile, having lived near Cambridge for many years. I love that town. Great historic city. If you're going to visit England, you need to go to Cambridge. They started this company a few years back. Their wives have been great friends for years. Now, I love the stories of how these companies get started. I think it is fascinating. It's incredible to see how individuals come up with an idea and how they make it reality. They take that risk, they put themselves out there, being exposed to ridicule, to belittling, and yet they work through all of that and they succeed. So Beaucroft, small company in Cambridge, as we said, has a 3-product line. They have the Signature, which is a very dressy watch. They have the Element, that is an everyday. Then they have a smaller piece called the Seeker. Now, I originally bought the Signature. And I have 2 of these, one in a gray and one in this minty blue. You can see this one has an exhibition case back. It is a little bit more dressy than you'd see on an everyday watch. And I bought those initially because they were 40 millimeter. I tend to be a little bit apprehensive about smaller watches. I saw the Element was 39.5 and what stuck in my little pea brain was the 39. The reality is this watch is a perfect size. It is right in that Goldilocks range, about 40 millimeters, and it's perfect. We'll go through all the specs on it here in just a couple of moments. Now, the Seeker at 37 is probably a little bit small for me. I've got a Corona Tokyo that I bought, and I rarely wear it because on my wrist, it just looks too small. That's a really nice Japanese domestic market watch. Okay, it's a full calendar, day, date, and month on it. And I really like the look of it, but when I put it on my wrist, it's just too small. My opinion, my preference. Maybe perfect for you, and that's just fine. So this is the Element. As I said, it's an everyday watch. I'll have all the specifications for you here in just a moment, but I think it's fantastic. Now, there are several other reviews of this out there around the outside here. I'll put some of those links so you can check them out as well. Pete Costa did one that is absolutely fantastic. As always, the guy's a true pro and a champ. Check him out, Pete Costa Photographer. Some of the best ones out there. On that note, I also owe Rudy Ward a bit of an apology. Recently, I listed some of my inspirations that are on YouTube, and I left Rudy off the list. I apologize. because Rudy is fantastic. Young guy, very knowledgeable, focuses quite frequently on brands from China. And frankly, in my opinion, the brands from China, like this one, are really moving up in the world. The everyday watch part of the industry is very crowded. Almost every brand offers some type of everyday watch, from the high-end, even high horology companies, all the way down to the smallest of the microbrands. Now, the big brands, I wouldn't necessarily say are true competitors with the Element. They're in the same marketplace, but they're at an entirely different price range. But for comparison, some of the models that are available, very obviously, there's the Oyster Perpetual from Rolex. There's the Aquaterra, and I actually believe the Element compares very favorably with both of those watches. There's the Polaris from JLC, a really nice watch. A colleague of mine has one, and it is spectacular. I want one. Those are all fantastic watches. But again, they're not really true competitors with the Element. When it comes to the microbrand arena, the microbrand portion of our industry, it is golden days. There are so many brands out there, so many fantastic watches that are available. I've selected a couple that we're going to talk about here very briefly that I feel are decent competitors within this price range. Now, two American-based companies, of which I don't have either, but do want to get at some point, are Jack Mason and Monta. Jack Mason, based out of Texas, offers primarily the Stratotimer, but they also have the Canton at about $1,300. Canton looks to be a really nice everyday watch. Monta is based out of St. Louis, and I've lived in St. Louis a couple of different times. The Monta has a great reputation for quality, but it is a little bit on the pricey side. It's about $1,800 for the Noble. However, that Noble looks to be a really nice piece. Second Hour is coming out with a new Fusion. I've got that on order in the petrol colorway, and I can't wait to get my hands on that. I think the Fusion and the Element are going to be great competitors. And the good news about competition, in my estimation, is that it brings up the quality in both. So I'm looking forward to getting that piece. Another piece that I'd really like to get my hands on is the Westerhoff from Henry Archer. Now, I had the Henry Archer timeline that I showed on a previous episode. Great quality watch, a little bit more money than the Element, but an excellent high quality timepiece. Finally, we've got the Erebus Ascent. The Erebus Ascent, as we talked about in the previous video, comes in multiple sizes, multiple colorways, and now is coming out with the GMT version. And I've got that on order too. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I extend my great appreciation to Jody and Mr. P for that. So the Element comes in at those perfect dimensions for that everyday watch. It is 39.5 millimeters in diameter. It's about 11.6 millimeters in thickness, 20 millimeter lugs. The bracelet tapers from 20 to 18, not an aggressive taper, but a nice smooth one, into the deployment clasp. Fit for me, it's about 143 grams, and I had it on my time grapher, and you'll see that regulated Miyota 9039 movement comes in at about 3 to 4 seconds a day. That's fantastic. There are 6 primary colorways on the Element. You see that on the slide. The one I have is what they call Gin and Tonic. It's a pastel mint green, although it is not a flat matte finish. It has a nice sheen to it, a nice little bit of sunburst in there, and I think it is absolutely beautiful. Now the side of the watch, you'll see a nice graceful arch on it, on the side wall of the side case. Now that design element is reminiscent of some of the bridges that go over the River Cams, which again, a really nice inspiration that was drawn from Cambridge. Really good idea. Well done, guys. In terms of the bracelet itself, it is a 3-link with that nice deployment clasp here on the back. Opens up. You've got some nice perlage finishing on the internal structure on both sides. It does have on-the-fly micro adjustment. It has quick release spring bars to swap out the bracelet for a strap if you'd like, and closes with a nice satisfying click. Very easy, very comfortable, nice piece. Now you'll notice that this has a solid screw-down case back and a screw-down crown. And that's because this watch gives you 200 meters of water resistance. That's amazing. That's a dive style watch. Most GADA watches, you might see 100. Now the Henry Archer had 200 meters that we saw in my previous episodes, but most of them are around 100. 200 meters, pretty decent specification. So my assessment of the Element, this is a superb go anywhere, do anything watch. The specifications are perfect. The size, great. It is elegant, it's understated, it's minimalistic at first glance, but when you look at a lot of the details, there is a lot going on with that watch. It has 200 meters of water resistance. It has a hardness coating that takes it up to the 1200 Vickers, which we all should take a look at and understand what that means. It has a superbly articulating bracelet, easily changeable for a strap, solid finishing, good quality control, excellent performance out of that Miyota 9039 movement. Like we said, 3 to 4 seconds on my time grapher. Can't ask for anything better than that. For me, this watch fits squarely in the best category. Now, what makes the best? It's purely subjective. Everyone knows that. However, there are some elements that you can think of. In terms of value retention, if you were going to talk about the best everyday watch, you'd have to go with the OP, because Rolex retains its value. Why? Not really certain. If you wanted to go with specifications and brand heritage, I'd say the JLC is probably the best, followed closely by Rolex and then the Omega. If you want to talk about just pure value for money, the Erebus Ascent is right near the top of that list, no doubt. But when you combine all of these factors together, I think there's a balance between them all. And for me right now, I find that this BEAUCROFT Element is right up there with the best of the best. Check them out. I've got all of their contact information available. They are going to be in Dubai 2 weeks from now. My son and I have got tickets to go over. There are 2 major watch events there. The first one is the 7th anniversary of the Dubai Watch Week. It's similar to Watches and Wonders and some of the other big shows, not quite as big, but it's a big deal, and it's primarily focused on the major brands. Hand in hand with that, there's a second show called Time Zones, and this is the first year that this show is going to be operating. Time Zones is focused on small independent microbrands. BEAUCROFT will be there, Selfin will be there, Venezianico. There's a list of about 80 different vendors that'll be at this show, and I'm really looking forward to going there and seeing them. Some of the other YouTuber guys, bigger names than me, Andrew Morgan in particular, will be there. I'm really hoping to run into him, say hello. Maybe he'll let me shake his hand, although you never know what this thing has been. But it'll be nice to meet him because I've seen him on YouTube for years now. But if you get a chance and you're in the area, stop by Dubai. You do need to pre-register for the shows for them to let you in the door. You're going to have a QR code. And my guess is they'll be pretty stringent about that. But great opportunity to see some great watches, meet some great people, have a real good time. Well, thanks for joining me here today. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, you had a good time, please like and subscribe. I'm happy for comments. If there's something that you didn't like about it, didn't like this ugly mug, whatever it is, please send me a constructive comment. I'd like to know what I can do to get better. Besides the comment of, don't suck so much. I value your opinions, I value your input, and I'd really like to know. If you've got a positive comment, I'd like to hear that too. Positive comment being, you're not as old, bald, fat, dumb, and ugly as we thought you were. There you go. That's positive. Anyway, in closing, check out BEAUCROFT. Check out all watches across the board. I love watches. I like the industry. I like the people that I'm meeting in this community. I've just joined the Doha Watch Club. I'm real excited about that. Not sure when the first meetup will be that I can go to, but a good colleague of mine introduced me to it. I filled out the application to join, and I'm really looking forward to that. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to Sir David Beckham, Sir Golden Balls. That's an incredible honor for him to be knighted by the king. I mean, amazing. A boy who came up from a working class background is now legitimately a billionaire and has done an awful lot in the communities, both in the UK and in the United States, where he's primarily based now. Great story. So good for you, Dave. Sir Dave. For me, I don't want to be a knight. I want to be a lord. I want to wear the robe, have the white wig on. Lord Douchebag. That would be me. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time. I will get to part 2 of the dive watches, but I wanted to do this one first as I got the element in, and I absolutely love it. So as always, be well, be healthy, be kind, and enjoy the time that you have, because we all don't know how much we have. I do know that this one doesn't have a whole lot left, especially with the old man glasses on today. But take care. Cheers. We'll see you next time.
Hasta la vista, baby.